Hi there, my name's Ellie Lindsay and I'm a TMJ specialist, and I wanted to make a quick video for you today just explaining the sort of minute anatomy of the jaw area itself, and it goes a long way to explain why we experience pain or clicking in the jaw. So I found a really great resource on YouTube, so I'll link you to it in the description below, but I thought we'd have a look at it together. Because there's a couple of things that they don't mention in the video that I feel is really relevant. So I'm just going to, in a second, I'm just going to share the video with you so we can watch it together. But I just wanted to point out on my own body that the area we're looking at is right here. And the bones in the picture are, so you can get a better idea, are the mandible. So this one that comes up here is classically known as the jaw joint. And then this one here, the temporal bone, which kind of connects, creates a dip in it. And then this bone sort of articulates up into that one so that there's a kind of, a little bit like a ball and socket, although not quite. Okay. So let's have a look at the video from the beginning. Okay, so it's showing us the jaw here, and this is the area that we're going to be focusing on. So that's the area that I just pointed out to you on my own body. And as you can see, it's just giving us a demo of how the jaw opens and closes, but we're going to look super in depth here. So that's the bones that we mentioned, and what we've got here is something called the articular disc, which is really relevant to us. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And you see how the disc provides this really nice cushioning for the jaw as it opens and closes. So what that means is there's no pain or there's no clicking. It's just a nice smooth movement of the jaw as it opens and closes, and that's exactly what we want to happen. And just to explain the other structures here, so this here, although it looks like two muscles, it's actually one. It's just got two different attachments there. This is called the lateral pterygoid, and this area here is called the retrodiscal tissue. Okay, so as you can see, although this is sort of three separate things, they're actually interlinked. So we've got the retrodiscal tissue sort of glides its way into the articular disc, and then into this muscle here, the lateral pterygoid. And then what the video is going to show is what can happen is if this disc is displaced. And usually it's displaced anteriorly, so forward. It comes too far forward when we open and close the jaw. And what that means is that this part here, the retrodiscal tissue, okay, so this is the normal movement of the jaw. So you see how it's nice and padded and protected by this disc here. It's a nice smooth movement, and that disc, we don't feel any pain from that disc. And now it's going to show us what happens when there is. So if the disc is too far forward, which is usually caused by this muscle here pulling it, did you see how the muscle has to be tight in order to pull on that articular disc? Then what happens is this tissue that's behind it, the retrodiscal tissue, is brought forward in between the two bones. Now, what's really important here is to know is that that retrodiscal tissue is actually highly innervated. So there's a lot of nerve endings there, whereas the disc, there's no nerve endings at all. We don't feel anything. So let's just go back to the video again. So that's what that's demonstrating here, is that we'll get pain if that retrodiscal tissue is caught between the two bones. And now you can see also that the disc being displaced, so not in the right place, will also cause clicking of the joint, because the bone has to bump its way over that tissue. And that's that real clicking feeling that you get. Even if it's not audible, if you can't hear it, then you can sometimes just feel like a sort of bumpiness. It's not smooth. Okay, and then here's what is demonstrating if the disc gets stuck too far forward, then it can, they've said locking, but I know this is trismus. You get to a position where you can't actually open the jaw as far as you'd like to. So really, that's what I wanted to demonstrate to you, was how there's 3 structures there, and that was a really good video, visual demonstration of that. So there's 3 structures there. You've got the tissue that's highly innervated, you've got the disc, and then you've got this muscle called the lateral pterygoid. And often that lateral pterygoid is tight, and that's pulling the disc forward. And then that in turn pulls the highly innervated tissue behind it forward and into the jaw, which is what we don't want to happen. So I hope that gives you a bit of a better understanding of clicking and sort of pain when opening and closing, or even just a general, once you've opened and closed your jaw a number of times onto that tissue, then you just end up with a general ache in that area. So it might be that it's not even relevant to eating anymore, it's just there permanently. So I hope that makes sense. I'll put the link to the video below so that you can watch that yourself as well. And yeah, let me know if there's any questions on that, and if that really is new knowledge to you or something that you knew about before. That would be great. Okay, see you soon.